what you saw today is just a taste of what you're in for.
Idol soared to new heights with a season full of next-level talent that's
wow, wow, wow.
And Sunday,
I don't know how we're gonna pick. Everybody's so good.
the best of the best perform live.
Make that stage your...
What she said.
And your vote decides who will be the next
American Idol.
What is America going to do?
American Idol, live Sundays on ABC.
Changes are necessary. We have to prove to the community that we are still worthy of their trust.
How can I be an ally to the people that live here?
Stop pretending you know what they need and just ask.
Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to be ready.
This is our path. We are still on it together. I can't undo the mistakes I've made, but I can make things right, no matter what it costs me.
We let Ronald get away.
Folks are not going to take kindly to you poking around.
Drop your weapons.
Let's relax, okay?
Telling a woman to relax is never a good idea.
We got trouble.
I'm a U.S. Marshal. I'm here about the Ronald Pergman case. We can get it together.
Big Sky, Tuesdays, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Back in Cleveland, day 2 of the NFL draft, the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. They surprised many by taking Alex Leatherwood, an offensive lineman out of Alabama. Let's see what the Raiders do now.
The San Francisco 49ers have traded the 43rd pick to the Las Vegas Raiders. With the 43rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Trayvon Merrick, defensive back, TCU.
Most of us thought that this would be a much earlier pick than it was, but the Thorpe Award winner from last year, of the last 2 years, no safety in college football, broke up more passes than Trayvon Merrick did for TCU and the Horned Frogs. They're celebrating as he gets there. Now, he played for the Horned Frogs. They shoot blood out of their eyes. They're amphibians. You would think Trayvon would like amphibians. They're different kinds from the Animal Planet creatures that he enjoys.
Since middle school, I've been really big into reptiles, lizards, and snakes. I'd write a 2-page, 3-page paper for my grandma, and I kind of influenced her to get me those things, her and my mom. In 3rd grade, I had my first reptile, which was a turtle, and I still have them, actually. I had 3 snakes, I had 2 ball pythons, I had an Amazon tree boa. I still have some lizards with me right now. I have a leopard gecko, a green basilisk. I've had a chameleon before. One of my lizards is named Thorpe just because I won the Jim Thorpe, so I was like, I gotta name this lizard Thorpe. I found this website, you can get like baby caimans, like baby crocodiles. That would be cool, just to have like a big pond in my backyard with a crocodile or something in it. Any kind of reptile, I love them.
And remind me not to go wandering around in the backyard at Trayvon's house anytime soon.
This guy, he's the best safety in this class. He is. I don't care who got drafted first. He's going to be the best safety in this class. I love the way they utilize him in that cover 4 heavy scheme. He is able to cover the slot receivers. He's able to get up the field and support the run, and he just did it at a very high level. The other thing, too, Kirk, he was the TCU special teams most valuable player by his teammates 2 years ago. He will go cover kicks and do everything you want from the safety.
One thing to remember is Gary Patterson has one of the more complex schemes in college football, and the fact he played corner in high school tells you about his versatility and what he brings to the table there for Oakland.
Versatility. This man competed in choir.
Thank you.
And he's going.
I am honored to be here to represent the Dallas Cowboys, to have this opportunity to announce the 44th pick in the 2nd round. I'm also honored to be here in Cleveland, Ohio, home of one of the all-time greatest franchises in NFL football history. And I stand here tonight on the shoulders of many great Cleveland Brown football players like Jim Brown, Leroy Kelly, Bobby Mitchell, Gene Hickerson, John Woolen, Gary Collins, Dr. Frank Ryan, and the great number 42, Paul Warfield. As a kid growing up, the Cleveland Browns were one of my favorite franchises, favorite teams I supported. However, on behalf of the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys, Hall of Fame owner Mr. Jerry Jones, Miss Jean Jones and the Jones family, head coach Mike McCarthy, all those players that played before me, with me, and after me, and of course, to Cowboy Nation, with the second pick in the 44th round, 44th pick in the second round, the Dallas Cowboys select defensive back from Kentucky, Kelvin Joseph.
If you are lacking energy, Drew Pearson is your guy. He was
it every year.
100. And the Cowboys take boss man Fat.
I like boss man Fat. Go ahead, RD. I tell you what. First of all, he is a transfer from LSU, but he's long. He's 6'1", plays very fluid. Plays with a lot of confidence, too. But you probably got to be really confident to be a rapper, right? Yeah, he's a rapper with 3 albums already. His thing is, you know the vibe. Anytime you see him on the field, you know him, you know the vibe. He wants that challenge. Look how smooth he is, the way he picks the ball off, takes it back to the house. Kurt, I think they got a legitimate DB in Kelvin Joseph. Like the way he drives out his back pedals. Yeah, this guy's going to be a player for the Cowboys.
To me, he's got all the physical ability you want. You just got to keep his head screwed on right. Well, he's got some issues in his past. He basically got kicked out of LSU, wasn't always on the same page, made a lot of mental mistakes with pass interference, talking trash. He's a guy that has a lot of upside. Maybe athletically as gifted as any corner in this draft, but he's got to stay focused and buy into what Dallas is going to try to sell.
Yeah, Kirk, his tape was up and down. I mean, against Kyle Pitts, he gave up a long touchdown and had a pass interference. And then I put on the tape against Devontae Smith, one of the only corners I saw actually shut Devontae down.
He's got all the ability.
Three targets and no catches.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kelvin Joseph just gone. Jaguars about to make a pick.
With the 45th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Walker Little, tackle, Stanford.
There isn't a fan in this building that knows that name, and just because he's an offensive lineman.
Well, and also he hasn't played much lately. He was all Pac-12 as a sophomore in 2018. In 2019, had a season-ending knee injury, then opted out in 2020. So basically, 1 game in 3 years. But he's got a little NFL in his background. His grandfather Gene and his uncle Jack both played in the NFL. His dad was a college baseball pitcher at Texas Tech. So certainly, there are the bloodlines there for the talented offensive lineman from Stanford.
Yeah, I mean, he is long, he's big, he's 6'7" and 3/8 of an inch, and he's 313 pounds. He's got those long 34-inch arms, and it's tough to get around him. Now, he's got to play with a little bit better balance, but not to get too deep into this. He's got a little punch to him. He's a really effective zone blocker, and I think he's got a chance to be a really good starter. He just has to stay healthy and stay on the field.
Starting to see some offensive linemen go here.
Yep.
Some of the big fellas.
And the Bengals, let's not gloss over this. I mean, how important it is for Joe Burrow.
Well, right? Remember, that was the big issue last night. Are they going to go with Penei Sewell potentially? Or are they going to make the move and
Jamar Chase,
go with the more athletic Jamar Chase to try to give Joe Burrow a weapon?
Well, that's the Bengals are on the clock right now. Jacksonville taking Walker Little. First guy that really hasn't been there for speed that Urban Meyer has taken with all of his picks. And you see Walker with the celebration just moments ago after some uncertainty given all of his injuries. And this is a great moment for him, and certainly going into a rebuilding situation where you would think he would have the opportunity to play quickly there. As you see, tomorrow we'll have rounds 4 through 7 of the NFL Draft, wrap everything up, starting at noon Eastern Time. It's on ESPN, ABC, and also on the NFL Network, and has been alluded to and perhaps even foreshadowed. The Cincinnati Bengals.
I had no idea.
Cincinnati Bengals made a pick.
The NFL's Inspire Change initiative showcases how the NFL family works together to reduce barriers to opportunity and create positive change in communities across America. Cincinnati native Means Cameron is a graduate of Program Mortar, supported by the Bengals' local Inspire Change efforts that helps minority entrepreneurs build a comprehensive skill set. From there, Means built his own successful business, Black-owned, and is using his growing business to create a brand that transcends race, generation, and location. Congratulations, Means. Please do us the honor of announcing your Cincinnati Bengals pick. I got you. Come on, bud. You come with me.
Wow. Cincinnati, it's our year. Black-owned boys in the building. Who they? And with the 46th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jackson Carman, tackle, Clemson. Let's get it.
Jackson Carman coming back to his home state.
Yeah, was Mr. Ohio and down in Cincinnati, actually. He grew up, played great high school football. Everyone thought he'd go to Ohio State. He ended up going to Clemson.
Told you Joe Burrow needed some help.
There it is.
Joe Burrow. Hey, look, man.
Time.
It's moving fast out here.
It is, man. It is.
Night two, second and third rounds start moving quicker with a shorter amount of time between them. But the kid from Fairfield, Ohio, is going to Cincinnati. I like an offensive lineman that can win an eating competition, don't you think? Oh,
It's always
absolutely.
good.
That's always good.
100. You kidding me?
2 hot dogs and a hamburger in 40 seconds.
That's impressive.
Wow, it is.
He did a great job protecting Trevor Lawrence. Now he's going to have a chance to protect Joe Burrow.
Everybody, I'm your man, Steve Harvey, and everybody that's participating in this year's NFL Draft, I want to say congratulations to all of you. You're heading to make your dreams come true. You've been working your entire lives to get to this position, and you finally made it. So take care of yourselves. Congratulations. Don't blow all that money, and all your friends, cut some of them loose before you mess around and don't have nothing. Congratulations for being in the NFL Draft. You deserve it.
In 2005, Dr. Pepper sent 3 flavorists into a vault to perfect the impossible. Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Today, they finally emerged.
We did it!
23 flavors with 0 sugar.
What took so long?
Huh?
What took so long?
We sacrificed years in the vault.
I haven't seen my family in 16 years. My boy's become a man. Here, son.
It's perfect, Daddy.
It was worth it.
The Zero you deserve is finally here.
Excuse me? Excuse me. What year is it, please?
It's a 79 AD. Run for your life.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just remembered. Pompeii was destroyed in 79 AD, by the way.
What was the volcano called?
Volcano. Alexa, what volcano destroyed Pompeii?
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius. For real.
Bender, take one.
Tonight's matchup, me versus an ugly fender bender. If I can eke out a win, it's going to be a miracle, baby.
Mr. Vitale, it wouldn't be a miracle because Geico gives you a team of experts to help.
Out all the drama. T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right, so we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max, now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us, and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch, and bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Hey, are you ready yet?
Yeah, why am I stressing? Won't even address it. Leave my problems on my nightstand. Worries on my dresser. See, now there's a bigger picture. But I already knew that. Cause it through the fire, but I couldn't take the blowback. And then right there's a throwback. Ain't really trying to go there again. It's real hard when you're in it, but I guess in the end it's all good, baby.
President George W. Bush. Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight on ABC.
An NBA Special Edition presented by State Farm, Marvel's Arena of Heroes.
Back here in Cleveland, don't forget on May 12th, schedule release for the biggest season ever, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, exclusively on ESPN2 and the NFL Network. They'll break down every team's schedule, all of the divisions, who's had the toughest road, who might have gotten a break. Plus, it'll also be on May 12th, and you can log on to ESPN or NFL.com/tickets and order single game tickets. The pick is now in for the Chargers. Hank Bauer is going to make the selection.
Cleveland, you rock! But it's time to bolt up. With the 47th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Chargers select Asante Samuel Jr., DB, Florida State.
Chargers draft room now. They're pleased about it. The son of a four-time Pro Bowler. And Asante Samuel Jr. goes a couple rounds higher than his dad did, who went in the 4th round back in 2003 with the Patriots.
This guy, I mean, I don't care about his size. I don't care about his 40-yard dash. I just love the way he plays the game. And, you know, every single year we see Tom Telesco, Kevin Kelly bringing in great draft picks in the early rounds. They don't miss the Joey Bosa, Justin Herbert, Derwin James. Now they bring in a guy in the 2nd round in Asante Samuel, who I think, Kirk, is going to be a starter for a long time in the league.
Yeah, and I think he's a bit undersized, but he makes up for it with his instincts and his passion. I feel like he plays with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, which I think to be a great corner, live on an island, you got to have to play with that. He doesn't mind guessing either. He's going to take some chances.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it gets him in trouble, but sometimes it comes up with some big plays.
No, you're 100% right. He reads and reacts very well. He bounces in and out of his breaks very easily. Very special change of direction ability. I mean, he's just a natural at the position. Outstanding balance. And out of everything, he has bragging rights at the house now over his dad.
he's got real uncommon maturity. His mother, Candace Doe, was diagnosed a few years ago with a non-cancerous brain tumor, thankfully, and she's recovered. But at that time, being the oldest of 9 siblings, he sort of had to take care of all of his brothers and sisters. And even in the older age now, he still checks on them, make sure all the homework's in order, make sure everything's getting done the right way. That's the kind of guy you want to bring into your organization.
No doubt.
Absolutely. Asante Samuel Jr. goes to the Chargers with the 47th pick overall. 49ers are now on the clock as we check in with Maria, David, and Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, and you know, Asante says that handling that life-changing moment really taught him the strength that he needs to be successful in the NFL. Asante, how about this? He's the 3rd son of a former player that's been drafted in the first 2 rounds. Yeah. We've had 5 offensive linemen go in the 2nd round, but there's still some players left on the board. I mean, who are your top remaining?
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is the guy that I thought out at Notre Dame was going to be gone in the 1st round for sure. I think, David, one of the most versatile players in this entire draft defensively, can play in space in the slot, spot, cover wide receivers. He can tackle. He's got speed. You can put his hand down on the ground on third down, get upfield to rush the passer. So much value for a defensive coordinator somewhere in the NFL to take, and yet somehow this guy's still at home waiting.
And we're going to see a lot of, obviously we've seen a lot of cornerbacks and receivers. Terrence Marshall Jr., I think, is another guy. You saw him at LSU, right? Like, big-time playmaker, big, huge frame, receivers. All the little guys, I think, have gone.
Yeah.
So I think you'll start to see a run on the bigger body guys, too. Play with Joe Burrow, put up a ton of production.
Yeah, well, Jeremiah, he was a Butkus Award winner, though. So
Yeah,
it's a surprise.
he's ridiculous.
Yeah, he is ridiculous.
That's
I mean,
insane.
if I could see you guys in the film room talking about him, because we've been over here on the sidelines, and that's all you've been going in on. But obviously, there's plenty of players still left on the board that we're going to get to. When we think about the wide receivers and we think about quarterbacks, who are still some of the other guys besides Terrence Marshall Jr. that are on your board?
Azeez Ojulari, too, getting after the quarterback. I mean, he's a guy at Georgia you saw. He grew every single year. Production went up. One of the quickest around the corner, around the edges guys in the draft. So, again, you got great quarterbacks, great receivers. You better be able to cover them with DBs, and you better be able to get the quarterback on the ground.
Quarterback, I think the next one going, I think, will be Davis Mills out of Stanford. Again, only 11 starts, but he reminds me a lot of Kyle Trask. I think he's Kyle Trask 2.0, better athlete, better arm talent. He's a guy really smart, can process things to the line of scrimmage, who I think, there's a team here somewhere, Washington maybe in this round, that I think will make a play for Davis Mills.
All right. Well, we are going back out to the commissioner. Apparently the pick is in for San Francisco. Back to the stage.
With the 48th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Aaron Banks, guard, Notre Dame.
The big dancing bear, another Notre Dame lineman going. Liam Eichenberg going to Miami just a few picks earlier, the 42nd overall, now 48th overall. Aaron Banks goes in. Shared a trainer with Najee Harris. Used to get busy early in the morning. They're working at 4:30 before school starts.
I love that. I don't know if I love that more than being called the dancing bear at 6'5", 340. That's a heck of a compliment. And he played a lot of football for Brian Kelly in South Bend. Offense that took advantage of his size, ability to move people off their point. And that's really what he became known for in the interior of the Notre Dame run game. His physicality, kind of an old school NFL offensive lineman who can dominate with the size and the power, understands really a good scheme coming out of that Brian Kelly scheme. Biggest concern to me, Todd, will be quickness in the NFL in the interior and the pass rush.
Yeah,
his ability to, sudden movement, his ability to move laterally and pick up a quick pass rush.
Exactly. But I'll tell you one thing: when he latches on,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
So that's what he brings. I'll tell you one thing: during this whole process, it was exhausting watching the offense for Notre Dame, because it was like every single offensive lineman is going to be drafted. And I had to go back and watch play after play after play. And Banks is one of 4 guys who's going to wind up getting drafted in the 7 rounds here in the NFL draft.
Doesn't it seem like they're doing as good a job as anybody in recruiting, developing, and eventually turning guys into the NFL?
And developing is what's changed.
Yeah.
You talk to Brian Kelly as much as anyone. A couple of years ago, they decided they needed a change of the strength and conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
The players said, we want something different, and that's what has happened, and that's why they've become more explosive in terms of the skill players and their offensive and defensive fronts.
Yeah, they've gone to a different level.
All right, the Cardinals are on the clock right now, 49th overall pick. They took Zaven Collins, outstanding Butkus Award winner from Tulsa. Real quickly here, any insight as to what the Cardinals should do? Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray.
Well, you got a tight end. Tight end is a need. A wide receiver is a need. So those are 2 possibilities. Hunter Long is probably the best tight end still on the board. There's some still Tutu Atwell is a wide receiver that would make some sense.
Meanwhile, Cliff's just chilling there on the left.
Well,
he's just chilling.
I'm going to take my socks off too.
Remember is that him right there?
That's your guy.
That's my guy, Coach Handsome.
Yep. Coach Handsome. Remember last year when everybody was at home and Coach Handsome was in that palatial estate kicked back?
That was a nice place.
Yeah, it was. Really nice place, yeah. Let's see if they can make a pick that works for them quite handsomely. Coming up right now, Kevin Beecham will make the pick.
With the 49th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Rondale Moore, receiver, Purdue.
Man, we've been calling for this guy all week.
100. You kidding me? Hey, look, he's 5'7". He gets asked a lot, how big are you? He usually answers, how big is fast?
This is not a guy you want to talk. Don't worry about size. Just worry about quickness and power.
Yeah.
Guy can bench press 400 pounds and squat over 600 pounds. See him in the backfield. This is where you're going to see how you'll see Cliff Kingsbury use him. Move him around. He's not just going to sit in the slot. Because of that power, you can line him up in the backfield. You can line him up in the slot. You can move him around, make the defenses have to identify him. And he's so good with the ball in his hands because of what he can do. He's not just going to shake you. Yeah. He's going to run through arm tackles. He's tough to bring down with all that strength.
I mean, you're talking a guy who runs a 4.2, vertical 4.3 inches. I mean, very explosive. A guy who, once you get the ball in his hands in space, just watch the show. Very hard to bring down. As Kirk said, extremely strong for a compact 5'8 guy who weighs about 185 pounds. Todd, what they're going to do with this special talent is going to be fun to watch.
We didn't bring Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray in to ground and pound.
No.
Now we got 4 receivers, 5 receiver sets. You got A.J. Green's brought in on top of, obviously, DeAndre Hopkins. They drafted Isabella in the second round. Now you make him this kind of versatile offensive weapon. This is going to be special to see.
He's a chess piece.
Kyler's got to love this.
Let's take a look at the draft stats brought to you by the Home Depot. The one thing that has held Rondale back since his freshman year has been the injuries. Hamstring injury in 2019 and lower body this past year, limiting him to 4 games each time. So Rondale Moore on his way to Arizona now as we say hello again to Maria.
Yeah, thanks, Reese. Rondale Moore, we haven't seen him in a season, though. But remember that true freshman year, he was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, which was more than impressive. And I know that he's at home celebrating right now. And hopefully we can add him into the broadcast and get a couple of questions in here. Hey, Rondale, can you hear Maria Taylor?
Yes.
Rondale, congratulations. We haven't seen you on a football field in a season, but we know for a fact what you can do. What do you want Arizona Cardinal fans to know about your skill set?
I mean, I'm just going to give everything I have. I'm blessed to be in this position and surrounded by everyone in the picture that you can see. And I'm excited.
What was it like when you finally got that phone call sitting at home?
Exciting. I mean, worked so hard to get here, and I'm just grateful to be in this position.
You know, we say a lot about size, but I've seen you squat 600 pounds. So how explosive can you be, you believe, in the NFL?
As long as I just continue to trust God, trust my family, trust myself, and do everything that I've been doing since I got to college and even in high school, I think I'll be just fine.
Well, congratulations. I hope you enjoy it with the family. They seem to already be celebrating, and another life has been changed right here at the 2021 NFL Draft.
If you printed out directions to get here today, you're in the right place. My seminars are a great tool to help young homeowners who are turning into their parents. Now remember, they're not programs, they're TV shows. You woke up early. No one cares. Yes.
So I was using something called Home Quote Explorer from Progressive to easily compare home insurance rates. Was I hashtagging?
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer.
Guess what? The waiter doesn't need to know your name.
You know, kicking the stigma and mental health, something that people don't like to talk about.
This is an illness, and the coach want to bring normalcy to talking about it.
Trying to create a culture where we normalize how important mental health is.
There's a lot of people who are struggling silently.
People, you know, especially athletes, like we don't want to seem vulnerable. When you take the pads off and you go home, you know, there's no difference between an athlete and a normal citizen that's walking around.
There are certain things that you can't control and you need help. And it requires strength to ask for help.
It is okay to not be okay.
Mental injuries
are just as significant and just the same as physical injuries.
Join our entire Colts family for Kicking the Stigma Week, May 3rd through May 6th.
13%.
Tonight, I'll be eating a pork banh mi with extra jalapenos. Thanks, baby. Yeah, we about to get spicy for this virtual date. Spicy like them pajama pants. But the top half of me looks good. No wonder we still single.
Yeah, they can hear
Hello,
me.
Hi, live stream.
Make sure to like and
Wait a minute, I know a Lenny 28. Ooh, Lenny is cute.
Sorry.
Can I get some privacy, please?
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood.
I'm following your lead on this one.
Something tells me I'm into something. I'm into something.
Drop your weapons.
Relax, okay?
Telling a woman to relax is never a good idea.
It seems like impulsive and out of nowhere, but it's not. It's just, I thought it through. It's just, I've thought it through. April.
I'm still here.
Giants have made their selection. Darius Slayton will announce it.
With the 50th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Azeez Ojulari, linebacker, Georgia.
Azeez Ojulari, the pass rusher from Georgia. What a remarkable story he has. He comes from royalty.
Why is he so upset?
I don't know. Why is he mad about this?
He's a good player. They had to have a bet on the pick or something.
Yeah,
he placed a bet.
Or maybe is he just with a Giants fan and he wanted Azeez for his team? I mean, maybe he's a fan of a different
by the way,
team.
the Giants just got a great player.
Yeah,
I don't know what that dude's doing.
Notice his grandfather there is a Nigerian prince and artist of world-renowned fame. He's of Nigerian royalty, and they hope he's pass rushing royalty too.
6'3", 240. I would make an argument. He has the most natural pass rushing instincts in this draft off of the edge. You know, I think he developed in his time with Kirby Smart, came up with some really good moves, went outside with quickness, came up with a rip move where he was able to go kind of flash outside, come back in underneath us.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a pick here with the potential of what he can do at the next level.
And that's the point, potential, because he's incredibly athletic. I think he's still getting used to, still getting comfortable with the position, but when you see him, he can bend, he can turn the corner. He uses his speed a lot. Obviously, now at the next level, he's going to add a little more tools in his toolbox. I like this pick, Todd.
I love his dip and rip move, man, at the end, and then his ability to kind of turn the corner, and then he just explodes. All great pass rushers have that closing burst at the end. This guy's got it.
And also, let's add, he's got an intelligence about it and a professionalism about his approach to his style and how he wants to play. He's got a hunger and a desire to want to get better, so I think that helps him as far as that improvement.
And the Giants needed edge help, too.
Yeah.
This is a good pick.
Yeah. And you know the one thing, too, that was formed by his parents. I mentioned the Nigerian royalty. Maybe Joe Judge would want, the coach of the Giants would want to remember this. Whenever his parents wanted to inspire him to do things a little bit differently, they would go, Azeez, a prince doesn't act that way. A prince doesn't talk that way. Washington football team. Here's Monty Coleman.
Here we go.
With the 51st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Washington football team selects Samuel Cosmi, Texas, tackle.
Cosmi is an athletic, big, long tackle for Texas. Opted out of the last couple of games. He played primarily on the right side as a freshman with Bucco, the left tackle, for his last 2 seasons. His parents immigrated from Romania to America as teenagers, and he just continued to get better and better for the Longhorns.
Yeah, he's 6'6", 314 pounds. He ran a 4.84. That's like some tight ends run a 4.84 40-yard dash. That's what he ran. I actually saw him catch a touchdown pass against West Virginia in 2019. I mean, this guy is a great athlete. His inconsistency is a little frustrating. That's why he's in the second round. But if he's developed properly, he's got a chance to be a star tackle in the NFL.
And I think what you're touching on is his greatest asset is his athletic ability. He does move like a tight end. When you watch him out in space trying to pick up some blocks, I think Washington evaluated him properly. Guy who came in at 260 and really put his time in to grow and develop at Texas. 3 years that he's able to have experience as a starting tackle to learn from mistakes and grow and develop. So a lot of upside in what he has to offer.
Yeah, very, very natural athleticism about him, but he wears number 52 because of Ray Lewis. He loves Ray Lewis. Yeah, nice. He started wearing it in high school.
Like that.
Did you mention that you saw him catching a touchdown pass?
Yes, I think you did.
Wow. He is a red zone target, too, maybe for a little trickeration.
I'm looking for Todd on the sideline.
Have a look at this.
Uh-oh, is he running at you there, Todd?
I'm probably running away.
Look at him.
Big fella's an athlete.
He took a shot. He took a shot.
He delivered a shot. That was pretty nice.
Well, you know what the great thing is that kind of collision in the end zone in the NFL, he'll be able to get up and do a great celebration.
Yeah.
If he gets to do that in the league. Exactly. One of the things that's happened here in the second round tonight that we didn't see as much of last night, trades already. The 5th trade of the second round has put our friends behind us, the hometown Cleveland Browns, on the clock.
I hope they don't leave like they did last night after their.
No, you got to more. Stick around, guys. Stick around.
They bailed after last night.
Didn't they? I was talking to some fans today out there, talking about him leaving, and they said, "Hey, man," he said it was wet and cold. Oh,
that Macho Man?
What you gonna do? There's a Macho Man. Brother. It is a celebration. This is not just about X's and O's and putting together stories. This is about, it's entertainment, sweetheart.
Well, we also talked about this last night. It's been so long since all of us have seen a big crowd together like this.
It's kind of
people vaccinated and in this space right here behind us and close to the stage. I think everybody's watching this. It's just been so unusual to see, and to see it, to feel it. Like you said, it feels really good. It feels great.
I should point out to everyone, too, and we've said this several times, but if you happen to just be joining us, the fans that are closest to the stage have been vaccinated, so they're following all of the protocols, and the NFL has a robust protocol. The prospects and their families and friends that were with them last night, all of them had followed the NFL's protocol to make sure everyone's safe. This guy.
Yeah. I mean,
we're about 19
picks
to the second round.
Macho Man doesn't care.
No, not at all.
Macho Man's all about the physical nature, the big fellas.
Got a lot of linemen. 6'0" linemen.
Oh yeah, this is the big heavies.
7.
Yeah, the Browns pick is in.
He gave him brother.
All right, brother.
Joining me tonight for the Browns pick is Coach Marty Gibbons from Lake Catholic High School. Coach Gibbons is a recipient of the 2020 Cleveland Browns High School Coach of the Year Award. His commitment and dedication